Hello everyone, this is the Professor Zhao at MTSU. Today I'm going to show you how to play this portfolio game on StockTrad.com. Many of you already took my investment class and you played a similar game of class, and this time we're gonna play this game on the same website but in a very different way. So what's the difference? Well, in the investment class, when you play this game, you start with $1 million US and you do everything that you want. All right? And you can try any stocks, you can try any strategies. I encourage you to invest very aggressively, and that's the very crazy way to play this investment game. But in this class, we're gonna play it differently. Why is that? Well, in this class, I assume that each and every one of you are a professional investors. Right? You are a mutual fund manager. You might be a hedge fund manager or financial advising company helping other people manage their assets. And in this account, you will have 10 million US dollars. Don't be too excited, because it's not supposed to be your own money. It's your client's money. You help other people to manage their assets. Alright? So as far as money goes, your client's going to be very serious. Very, very serious. If you make money, they'll be happy, but if you lose a lot of money, then your client's gonna get very angry. Right? And so anyway, in this game, you play as a professional, managing other people's money. You need to be very careful. Right? So how to play this game professionally? Well, I would say the key is do a little research, do a little homework before you actually trade. Right? And you might want to look at the details of this portfolio management game in the syllabus. It asks you to follow a pretty formal procedure to build up a portfolio. And the procedure says, first of all, you need to establish investment policy through a formal documentation called IPS, investment policy statement. And this statement is a contract between you and your clients. And in this documentation, the investment guideline will be established, and you're gonna follow those principles throughout the semester for the portfolio management. Right? And we will learn more in later chapters in terms of how to develop this IPS. But during the first week, I want you to first of all register into this class, and the second, make sure your portfolio is fully invested. Fully invested means you need to spend more than 95% of your 10 million US dollars in a portfolio. Right? As I said, portfolio is not one single stock. Right? It's not one huge bet. And by saying fully invested, that means you are going to spend 9.5 million US dollars in several different securities. It could be bonds, it could be stocks. If stocks, I want you to have at least 10, 20 of those. Right? Why is that? Well, portfolio means a basket of many different stocks or bonds so that your risk can be diversified. That's the essence for portfolio. And I want you to follow this principle at the very beginning. At this point, you do not have a solid plan for your clients yet, and you don't have strategies, everything, but how can we start with this game with a fully invested portfolio? I would say don't worry too much, my friend. And all I want you to do is throw $9.5 million randomly into maybe more than 10, 20 stocks. It might be interesting putting bonds, but I'm going to show you how I make my portfolio fully invested in maybe 10-15 minutes. Right, so let's get it started. Let me click on this trading, and here you of course can trade stocks, ETFs, options, mutual funds, futures, bonds and spots, but not future option. We will not cover this part. Right? And let's say right now I wanted to build a portfolio. So what's in my portfolio? At this point, once you register into this game, you will see, okay, there is $10 million sitting in your account, waiting for you to trade. And your buying power is $20 million, which means you can do margin trade, right? And you can amplify your position up to 20 million US dollars. Right? And if you have cash in your account, your cash will generate interest, which is 3%. And if you do margin trade, where you borrow money from your broker, then your broker is gonna charge you 8% interest rate. Right? No day trading is allowed because the price quote in StockTrack is a little delayed. So I don't want any students to write on the time machine to make artificial gains. That's why day trading is not allowed. But you're allowed to do virtually everything as long as you stick to the investment policy that you discuss with your clients. But anyway, right now you don't need to worry about that. Let's get our portfolio fully invested. So let me trade. First of all, I have an idea of so-called a complete portfolio, which is a combination of risk-free asset and risky assets. And here I wanted to have both risk-free and risky assets in my portfolio. So I wanted to have a mix of Treasury, T-bills, and stocks. So the first thing I want to do is to buy some T-bills. So here is the trading page for bonds, and this trading page will allow you to trade some corporate bonds and treasury securities as well. Right? So here, let me look at those treasury bills. Treasury bills actually have maturity between 3 months to 12 months. So let me trade this T note. You say, hey, this is T note, not T bill, but in nature it's similar to T bill because it's gonna mature within 12 months, right? And 2.625% is the coupon rate. Let me click on this. So that's the treasury security I'm going to purchase. How many? Well, 1 unit of a bond is about $1,000, and I wanted to throw, let's say, 2 million US dollars, which is 20% of my portfolio, right? And 2 million US dollar is equivalent to 2,000 units of this treasury securities. As you see, the estimated cost is about 2 million US dollars. Right? So I take a market order and I preview it and I confirm it. See, it's just that easy. Now, I want to put some stocks into my portfolio. As I said, portfolio need to be diversified across different securities and across different sectors. And before you actually pick maybe 10, 20 stocks into your portfolio, I want you to look at the universe of US stock market through S&P. Let me go to S&P website and let me find index for S&P 500. Let me find S&P 500. Oh. How about here? Yeah, it's a little slow. But yeah, I will show you a little bit later. So yeah, let's build our stock portfolio. So here, I want you to have at least 10-20 stocks in your portfolio to get it started, right? And I have $8 million left in my portfolio, and I wanted to invest, let's say, 10 stocks right now. So here, I'm very interested in those information technology companies such as Google, Facebook, Tesla, so on and so forth. And I believe that those companies are leader of U.S. economy, and they represent the future of U.S. Economy. So yeah, let me start with Google. GOG. GOGL is the symbol for Google company, or the formal name of Alphabet. Right? And the current price is about $1,000. It's about $1,000, and I really want to invest $1 million into this future leader of U.S. economy. Right? So $1,000, $1 million, that is 1,000 shares. Right? And I take the market price. As you see, the estimated cost is a little less than $1 million. And preview it and confirm it. So the Google is in my basket. Next, Apple. Man, there's no reason I shouldn't put Apple in my portfolio. So let me trade Apple. APPL. APPL is AAPL actually. AAPL is a symbol for Apple. And right now the price is 158. And for Apple, I'm not very sure, although it's a really good company, but the price to me is a little hefty, so I'm gonna be a little cautious. And kind of price 150, so I wanted to invest about $500,000. That is about 3,000 shares. Is that right? Well, it's about $500,000. Right? So let me preview and confirm. See, I always use a market order, right? And once I use a market order, my transaction can be executed in no time. Third one. How about Amazon? Amazon. AMZN it's a symbol. And right now the price is about $1,000, but I still believe Amazon is gonna rock U.S. retail market. And yeah, just put some bet here, 1,000 shares, no matter what. And market order, and I preview it and confirm it. Right, so Amazon is in my basket. What's next? Well, so far I invested 3 information technology companies. Right? You would say, hey, your portfolio is not diversified. I agree with that. And although we have 3 stocks, but the 3 stocks are in the same sector of information technology. Right? And the principle of diversification demanded me to invest in other sectors, maybe in other markets as well. So I look into U.S. economy, looks that information technology is a good place to go. Other than that, I believe financials are another good choice. So I would like to invest in some financial companies. In my mind, I have Bank of America because I'm a customer of Bank of America. They have really good customer services. And in general, when interest rates are increasing, economy is booming, especially when housing market is booming, bank is a good choice for investor. So let me trade some Bank of America. The symbol for Bank of America is BAC. And right now the price is about $25. I'd be happy to get, let's say, 2,000 shares. Oh, that's too less. Actually, I need 20,000 shares to make it $500,000. Right, so I previewed it and I confirm it. Let me place another new order for financial companies. While banks are really good choice, I think credit company also good. The economy is booming. So how about Visa? I like Visa a lot. It's #1 consumer credit company. And in today's environment, when everybody is paying hefty interest for their credit card, I think it's bad for consumer, but good for Visa shareholders. So I wanted to buy some Visa, and actually I want to do this a little aggressively. And the current price is $100, and I wanted to have 10,000 share of it. So I put $1 million in Visa. Alright, Visa Bank of America is in my pocket. Well, recently I heard about there is a new kind of financial platform based on peer-to-peer lending, and a typical stock is called a Lending Club. Current price $5.50, and I think this is a really good deal for me to build a sizable position on this financial innovation company. And this company may be the next Amazon on the financial market. So let me invest 200,000 shares. How about that? Oh my goodness, that's more than $1 million. But don't worry. Right now, I just need to fill up my portfolio. Make sure it's fully invested. Right? So confirm. And even this company declines, I don't worry too much, because total investment in this stock only accounts for about 10% of my portfolio. Right, so stretched my portfolio from information technology to banking industry, financials, and now I'm thinking going to other markets. And this summer I visited Europe, and I was very impressed with economic development in Germany. And entire Europe is in the process of recovery, and Germany did the best job. And right now, the unemployment rate in Germany is as low as 3.8%. Every city that I visited have tremendous amount of construction in their downtown areas, signaling the economy is not just recovering but booming. So I wanted to invest in German stock market. The question is which stock to invest. I'm not very familiar with German stocks, but at this point, I think if I utilize ETF, then I can have exposure for German market in a very quick way. So I searched a little bit. Those ETFs that tracks German stock market, and one of the best is EWG. EWG is iShare German Index Fund. iShare German Index Fund. It's traded in the United States, so you don't have to go to Germany to make foreign investment. Simply buy ETF that replicates German stock market to have the same risk exposure. And right now, the ETF price is about $31. And I wanted to invest at least $800,000. So let me try 28,000 shares. Yeah, that's $88,67,000. And I preview and confirm. So I stretched my portfolio from US to Germany. Next, I also visited Greece. Greece was in huge trouble several years ago, but right now Greece is in a great process of recovery due to the booming of tourists and the recovery of European economy as a whole. So when European economy is recovering, people will have more jobs and higher incomes. And when vacation time comes, where do they go? You say, hey, Italy, France, but in Europe, the best destination for their vacation is Greece. I'm telling you, Greece is pretty much like a Florida in America. It's a place where people spend their vacation. So I wanted to invest in Greece. And I searched a little bit on the ETF that has exposure on the Greece market. And I found one. It's called BREK. GREK. GREK. Alright, so this is Global X Greece 20 ETF. Right now the price is 1047, and I wanted to have at least a $500,000 exposure on this Greece stock market. So that is 50,000 shares. And let me preview it and confirm it. Alright. I did a lot of trades, $500,000 here, $1 million there, and I have both exposure in treasury securities and stock markets, and not only domestically but also globally as well. So let me look at my portfolio at this moment. Only have $2 million left, and already invested $80 million of those, and this open position showed how many stocks did I have? Well, I have 7 stocks in my stock portfolio with total value of $6 million. $5 million also, and I have $2 million in T-bills or T-notes. So when I do bonds, I see, okay, here is my treasury securities. $2 million. That's a pretty decent portfolio, but still is not fully invested. I need to spend another $1.5 million. So let me continue my trade. All right, what else should I put in my portfolio? What else? Well, at this moment, I just put some new stocks into my portfolio randomly, and let's say trading stocks. Okay. Other than information technology, financials, foreign markets, how about healthcare? And healthcare, I think, generally is not a good sector to get in this point, but there has been a very serious price correction in this sector during the last 12 months also, which makes a lot of stocks looks more attractive than 12 months ago. And overall, it's not a good bet, but I'm willing to pick some good values in this healthcare sector. So let me start with a local company. NHC. What is NHC? NHC is a company runs nursing home, right? And given the aging American population, I think those nursing facility companies will do pretty well. Now, right now, stock price 63.83 cents. I can put let's say $600,000 in NHC. It's a local company. Let's support our local company, NHC. It's headquartered in Murfreesboro. Yeah, confirm. And a place. Right. So NHC is in my portfolio now. I still have, yeah, NHC. I still have a little over $1 million, I guess. Let me see how much money left. Portfolio summary. Okay, I have $900,000 left, so I can spend at least $500,000 on something else. Well, let me pick a stock randomly. How about ABC? I don't know which company that is, but actually there's stock that has symbol ABC. Right? And my goal here is to get my portfolio fully invested. I don't need to be 100% serious on those individual stocks, because later on I can change my position anytime that I want. And this is something that I really want you to do. Get your portfolio fully invested. Right. Then you change the position of the securities later on. ABC stock price $80, and I can spend $500,000. So let me try 60,000. Is that right? Actually, 6,000. I'm sorry. 6,000. All right, that's a little less than $500,000. So I'm about to finish this full investment assignment. I'm very excited about it, and let's preview and confirm it. All right. So this is your first week assignment. Get your portfolio fully invested. All right. Let me check again. My portfolio at this time. Oh, wow. There's more than $9.5 million in stocks and bonds. Right? I still have $400,000 cash left, which will give me a little room to add more security later on. But anyway, I don't need to worry too much at this point. Although I haven't done a lot of research yet, but the goal is to get this game jump started. Right? Let me look at my portfolio again. Stock portfolio. Yeah, I have 10 stocks, including ETFs. And in terms of diversification, I think it's pretty diversified because I invested across 3 different sectors: healthcare, financials, and information technologies. And in terms of geographic diversification, look, I went to Europe, I invested in Germany and Greece. So I would say this portfolio is pretty diversified as far as diversification goes. I do not worry too much about this portfolio. Right now I have $9.5 million invested in. I know this is none of my money, my client's money. I need to be very serious about that. But since I have the diversification, I don't need to worry too much. I can have good sleep because I know that the risks of those individual stocks will cancel off each other on a certain level, and the volatility is well controlled. And yeah, that's a fully invested portfolio, right? And I want you to spend some time looking into the syllabus to see what you needed to do for this portfolio game. Right? And the first thing is to develop IPS. Then you establish investment strategies. Right? And to do some homework. What kind of homework do you need to do? First of all, you look at the economy. You wanted to do a little market forecast to see where this market is heading. Right? What does GDP growth look like? What unemployment rate looks like? What would be the hot sectors for you to invest in? So here you do some macroeconomic analysis. Then you want to go down a little bit, focus on a specific industries or sectors. And if you are interested in healthcare or financials, then you need to do a little more research for the sector or industry. And finally, you go on to individual stock level to do individual stock valuation analysis. Right? So that is a typical top-down approach while you are doing so-called active investing. I mean, here you pick individual stocks and you do not follow the market index. In the sense, you are doing active investing. And as far as active investing goes, you need to do a lot of research and a lot of homework. The next question is, how should I do my research? Where should I start with? Well, here I want to show you 3 different places that you can go to assist your stock market research or financial market research. First one is a very popular website, CNBC.com. And here you can look at current market conditions. You can look at financial news different numbers in terms of gain and losses, interest rates, everything, right? And you can dig into foreign markets as well. For example, here you can look into European market, Asian market, US market, and let's say you are interested in a stock called Google, so you can get some information from CNBC regarding Google stock. Right? You type in Google, which is the symbol of the stock. Wait a second. The GOG actually. GOOG. Yeah. Classic. As here you see stock price. A lot of people want to pay great attention to stock price change, but based on your top-down framework, I do not recommend that. I do recommend you to look at a stock price change maybe on a monthly basis or quarterly basis. You don't have to staring at the computer screen to see how prices are changing on a daily basis. You don't need it to. You don't need it to. Instead, you need to spend a lot of time look at its fundamentals. What are fundamentals? Those are earnings. Those are revenues. Those are corporate events. Right? You can look at earnings. You can look at financials. You can look at the company's strategies and everything. And that, those things are so-called fundamentals, right? And the stock price is about $948, and here you look at how worthwhile that price is. Well, EPS, earning per share, $26, P ratio 35, pretty high, right? And revenue, almost 100 billion US dollars. And for the company like Google, you really want to look at its future perspective, right? ROE, net margin, so on and so forth, and this is just a summary of this stock, and you wanted to look into the news, profile earnings, its competitive advantage in the market, and financials, and everything. So CNBC is a good place to go for you to get some very basic information about a company, right? And lots of information. Another place that I recommend you to go is Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha is a stock blog where you see opinions posted by both amateurs and professionals. So let me go to GOOG. Right. Of course, you will get some very basic information from Seeking Alpha regarding a stock, but more importantly, you see a lot of opinions. You see a lot of opinions posted by those professionals or amateurs. Right? Google Home comes to the preview program, which means, okay, Google has a new business line associated with maybe information technology in a typical American home. Diversity in spotlight at Google. Alpha share price fall is overdone, right? Snap. Snap is a potential competitor of Google. Google's YouTube Reddit score. Google to demote apps with performance issues, and so forth. I mean, anyway, you will see a lot of stories, a lot of comments, a lot of opinions posted by many different investors on the market. And Seeking Alpha is a pretty good place to go for you to do some thorough research on individual stock. And the third place I want you to look at is S&P Capital IQ. MTSU has subscription to this gigantic financial database, and basically, if you can think of anything about an individual company, you can find detailed information in S&P Capital IQ. Right. And let's say I want to look at Google. Well, here you can look at the financials. I agree. Let me agree. You can look at the price chart. You can look at past data. You can look at forecasts, everything. You can start with the dashboard. This is a huge data set. Contains basically everything that you need to conduct individual stock analysis. Right? And previously, you're not allowed to log into S&P Capital IQ on your personal computer. There's only a limited amount of computer available in computer lab for you to use, but in the near future, I think the MTSU will make it available for everyone, for all students at MTSU to get access, no matter you are at a library, in school, or at home, as long as you have any smart devices. So 3 places to go to assist your security analysis: SeekingAlpha.com, CNBC.com, as well as this S&P Capital IQ. So this is the end of the portfolio gain demonstration.